But look, let's change pace now. We can settle back for a great musical treat. I do hope you've managed to stay with us because Melbourne guitarist Slava Grigoryan, as you know, has been playing since he was 7. He's appeared with orchestras around the world. He's much loved and famous here in Australia in particular.
And now he's back on tour in Australia with fellow guitar masters Ralph Towner and Wolfgang Muthspiel. They are going to play for us in just a moment, but first it's a pleasure to welcome Slava Grigoryan, the News Breakfast. Slava.
Good morning.
Good morning. Really nice to see you.
Bouncing out of bed nice and early for us.
This is what we do, the guitarist, every day.
Well, it is what you do. I mean, it's a wonderful profession, I know, being a full-time musician, even while it has its hazards associated with it. But wonderfully portable, the guitarist, huh?
It is, and I think that's one of the things that's led to this instrument being so popular. You know, it's very portable, it's very affordable, and you know, it has a role to play in every genre of music around the world.
Tell us how you came to know and to spend time, firstly, with Ralph and Wolfgang, who we'll see in a moment, and you'll all play together.
Yeah, well,
you're back together again.
We are. We first toured together in 2005, so we've been together for almost 10 years now.
As one act, or you were on the same
as a trio.
Yeah, okay,
as a trio. So we all met each other a few years leading up to that first tour, and we talked about it for a long time.
Yeah.
And then once we got on the road, we loved playing together, and since then we've recorded a couple of albums and get together every year, you know, once or twice for a little tour.
Now, look, it seems like an obvious question, but what is it that 3 guitars together can do that one can't?
Well, I think for us the most important thing is a unified orchestral sound. So we all have very specific roles to play. In our concerts, we play lots of different guitars, so they're not, you know, clashing so much. Today we've brought in our 3 classical instruments, so it's going to be a very different sound. But you know, in general, we aim for the instruments to be as complementary to each other as possible.
So tell us about your esteemed colleagues and yourself, so that when we hear you play, we can try and look for those different styles.
Okay,
if you can sum it up.
Well,
for us.
Ralph has been a huge figure in the. You know, in the jazz world and obviously in the guitar world for many years. He's recorded a heap of albums on the amazing ECM label, and he lives in Rome. He's from the States.
Yep.
And Wolfgang is an amazing jazz guitarist who lives in Vienna. Again, lived in the States for many years, but has moved back to Europe.
And you bring the rock and roll?
I'm definitely the rock and roll element, yes.
I did want to ask you, is that beautiful guitar ever used for bashing out, say, Smoke on the Water or something?
Look, I think the...
Can you do this, the opening chords of Stairway to Heaven?
Not in this tuning.
Where are you?
Damn.
Where are you? You're still a young man. Where are you in your career as a guitarist? Do you have?
Are you
peak?
midpoint?
Do you have a peak, or
no,
are you not
I mean,
yet at your peak? Or?
The beautiful thing about music in general is that it's a lifelong journey. I think my biggest heroes are musicians who, you know, as they get into their 70s and 80s, are still forging ahead and you know, creating new music and you know, testing themselves. And that's the amazing thing about music.
Slava, tell us about the piece you're going to perform for us today.
We're going to play a piece of Ralph's called In Stride.
Okay, well, why don't you head back to the seats over there, and while they get into position and set up. So a piece that's been composed, of course, by Ralph Towner, and you're listening to Slava Grigoryan, Ralph Towner and Wolfgang Muthspiel, who are there on the chairs together. And when you're ready, Slava, you can take it away. make as much noise as we possibly can here in the News Breakfast studio so you don't feel too alone. Gentlemen, that was absolutely beautiful and so much fun. And Slava, for any young people who might be watching this morning and who've been told, go and practice your guitar, keep practicing. It's
a little bit daunting for everyone who's just starting out.
What's your best advice for them?
Go and practice.
Go and practice.
It's true.
That's it?
It is, absolutely.
That's the ball game, just practice. Sorry, kids. And the three, Ralph Towner, Wolfgang Muthspiel and Slava Grigoryan, are on tour. They kick off their tour in Hobart, at the place we've been discussing all week, Mona, which is the known centre of the universe now. Mona in Hobart on the 24th of October, and then travelling to all the capital cities. So, gentlemen, go well. Thanks so much.